Servus Freunde, my name is Jimmy Cage and Hatching or Pahanhautoja is a brand new Finnish coming-of-age horror movie that had its world premiere at this year's Sundance Film Festival. It marks the feature film debut by director Hanna Bergholm, and it tells the story of the young gymnast Tinja, who is desperately trying to please her demanding mother and who is also hatching this strange egg she found in the woods. An egg that gets bigger and bigger until a grotesque and bloodthirsty bird emerges from it. Hatching is really a nice little horror movie that has a wonderfully dark and satirical tone to it. From the very first scene, you get a direction and intention. We witness how a crow is entering this perfect suburban house of this blonde, middle-class picture book family and is just wreaking havoc, destroying pretty much everything the living room has to offer in this pretty exaggerated way. Our young protagonist catches it, and when she carefully hands it over to her mother, she just breaks its neck. This first scene is a pretty perfect encapsulation of what's to follow. The horror genre has always been a great way to explore and express fear and anxiety, existential crisis, but also change and pressure. Tinja, played by Siri Solalina, is a very young protagonist for a movie like this. And just for that, it's already quite interesting to see the hardship of a young adolescent at the beginning of puberty depicted in a horror movie. At the heart of the film is the relationship between Tinja and her mother, played by Sofia Hekila. And then later juxtaposed with that, the relationship between Tinja and that strange bird, for which Tinja becomes a mother figure. Siri Solalina gives a good performance, but Sofia Hekila is really fantastic and so much evil fun as the mother. There's this one moment where Tinja is nervous about the upcoming gymnastics competition, and the advice her mother gives her is to just win. She's constantly pushing her, with no regards for what her daughter wants or feels. It must also be said that the casting for the stereotypical emasculated suburban husband and the annoying little brother is damn perfect. It's a very common problem that parents use their children to live out their own unfulfilled dreams, or that they use their children as a status symbol. The mother here is also constantly filming their life for some online blog and making it appear as if everything is perfect. This apparent perfection and the necessity to always deliver the best performance are of course source of constant pressure and also suffering for Tinja, which is also a rich source for a horror movie approach. Hatching is pretty straightforward about that, and the creature becomes a vessel for all that isn't perfect, all that can be perfect. A vessel for Tinja's darker, uglier, but also just more human side. And she forms this quite warm and sweet bond with the creature. Hatching is a nice coming-of-age body horror movie, but for my own taste it was almost a little bit too straightforward and simple in its metaphors, and for me it didn't go far enough. I honestly needed a little bit more horror, a little bit more catharsis towards the end. And talking about that ending, I think it's really not as strong as it needed to be. With this gymnastics competition being such a big topic in the movie, I was hoping we could get more in that vein, and I also think it ends just not satisfying enough. It's still a good movie with a great premise, and again I really like the satirical tone of it, but it's just not going far and extreme enough for me personally. I give Hatching 6 out of 10. It's more like 6.3, but I don't do that. Alright, that's it for today. You can hit me up on Twitter, Instagram and Letterboxd, and also on Patreon, simply at @TheJimmyCage. And if you enjoyed this episode, please give me a thumbs up, share, subscribe, whatever you like, and make sure you hit that bell for all I have to tell.